Hey guys, hope you're all having a great day. I want to talk about something that's actually really important to me, and that's that I think the Xbox comeback is very real and it's looking really good at the moment. Now, as many of you guys probably already know, Phil Spencer, the old CEO of Xbox, is gone. He's retired. And then they replaced him with a lady named Asha Sharma, and hopefully I didn't butcher her name too bad there. But with that being said, when they announced her, a lot of people had a lot of concerns. I won't get into too much of all the different concerns, but some of them were just that she doesn't necessarily seem like a gamer. She doesn't have a history of working in the gaming industry. However, she seems to have proved everybody wrong. And I am so happy about that. So when they first announced her as the new CEO of Xbox, everybody thought, hey, Microsoft's trying to quietly kill this brand, right? They're just doing this new CEO so that way they can kind of slowly send off Xbox into the Microsoft graveyard and move on. And that's probably a worst nightmare for a lot of gamers. I mean, I will tell you, I grew up on PlayStation and Xbox. I play primarily on PC now, but with that being said, I still really do care about the console market. Now, Asha has done quite a lot, more than I really want to talk about in this video because it would just take up a little while. But to kind of give you the spark notes on it, she has updated the logo to no longer be too simplistic, which actually, that might sound really like not so important, but it's been pretty well received by everybody. She has been very honest and brutally honest about the state of Xbox and what they're working to do to kind of revitalize that brand, right? Now, you're probably like me, who hates corporate speak when they just refuse to admit when things are wrong, never really say anything bluntly, right? There's so much fluff behind it, and just altogether have a state of denial. Well, under Asha's leadership, it doesn't seem like that's the case at Xbox. They've been constantly open about players' frustrations with the brand and what they're working to do to revitalize it and really bring it back to a golden age of Xbox. You know, when I think of a golden age of Xbox, I think back to the 360 era more than any. Don't get me wrong. It's not to say that the original Xbox era wasn't great. Obviously, we know Xbox One era is when it kind of fell off. And there was a lot of hope that the Series X and Series S era would kind of revitalize the brand. But as we can see with sales numbers, that's not really the case. So here we are with this new Xbox CEO who has been open about the things that they're working on to really revitalize the brand, has updated the logo, has brought down prices on Game Pass, by the way, although that is with the caveat of Call of Duty not being available, the newest Call of Duty not being available within the first year. You'll basically get it on the next year for free if you have Game Pass. She has also done a lot of different really good PR stunts for the brand. One of them has been meeting with Major Nelson, which once again, if you're someone like me who's been with this brand forever, you'll remember the good old days of Xbox where Major Nelson was making content for Xbox, and I can't tell you how enjoyable that was, right? I mean, simpler times, rose-colored glasses, everything like that, right? There's a lot of nostalgia behind my thoughts on this, but with that being said, I actually do believe that the brand and the experience being an Xbox gamer back then was just better. And don't get me wrong, I don't hate it nowadays. Even though I play on PC like 99% of the time, I have a PS5, I have an Xbox Series X. When I do play those consoles, I still enjoy them quite a lot. But obviously our goal here is not just to be somewhat satisfactory. We really want to bring gaming and consoles and everything like that back to a day and age where it really felt like it meant something and it was just better. I don't know, am I being too dramatic about this? I might be. I hope I'm not, but if you do feel the same way as I do, please feel free to voice your opinion on it because I don't want to be alone here. But one last thing I want to talk about before I just get into my opinions on this is she announced Project Helix, which we already knew, right? It was leaked. It was kind of known that it was in development. It was confirmed a while ago, even back when Phil Spencer was still CEO. They confirmed, hey, there is going to be a next generation Xbox. But for a lot of people, they thought, only reason there's going to be a next generation Xbox is because they have contractual obligations, especially with, I believe, AMD. And because of that, this is going to be the last Xbox, right? The next gen is going to be the last gen. However, one, I'm not sure that was ever really true, but two, that definitely doesn't feel like that's going to be the case now. Now, Project Helix is a lot like the Steam Box, where it's supposed to be a hybrid, right? Xbox console and a PC. What that's going to look like at this point, we really do not know, but it does show that Xbox is being ambitious, which I think is a really good sign, and that there's a lot of commitment to the future of this platform, which I think we all really needed to hear. It's hard to sell people on getting into this ecosystem, right? If you're going to buy an Xbox console, buy your games on Xbox, it's hard to sell people on that if they're not so confident is going to be around forever or be around for the foreseeable future. So I actually think that is one of the most important and beneficial things that Xbox and Asha has been working on, and that's restoring confidence in the brand and really bringing that confidence to the player base. So what does this mean for the future? Well, number one, it means that there's going to be competition in the console space, which I think is really important. And the other thing is that obviously it means Xbox is likely to stick around, which is really great to hear, especially for someone like me, who, even though I don't really play on Xbox, I still love the brand. I love the games that they develop. I talked about it a million times. Halo is my favorite franchise out of gaming, period. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of games I love and will absolutely love to talk your ear off about, but Halo is my favorite. And I know we've had some rough patches on both Xbox and Halo, so giving me hope with one kind of gives me hope with the other. Now, with all that being said, there's still some time before we get the next generation Xbox and we see how all of this actually plays out. But I gotta say, I'm really happy with the way things are looking, and that's not something I could have said a year ago. So kudos to the new CEO. I think she's doing a great job, and I absolutely love to see it. Anyways, guys, appreciate you watching. And also, I really appreciate the support you guys have been giving me lately. Super excited to keep growing this channel and keep building upon it. But with that being said, because it's still so fairly new with the videos I've been coming out with lately, any feedback you guys have for me would be greatly appreciated. But thank you again. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you all later.